Tom Holland has quickly become one of the leading names in Hollywood. With 6 feature film appearances as Spider-Man, a BAFTA along with a growing collection of awards, plus an Instagram following of over 67 million, he's had over a decade of experience in showbiz, but he nearly gave it all up to become a carpenter. So how did he go from woodwork to web slinging? This is Tom Holland, the Come Up. Thomas Stanley Holland was born on the 1st of June 1996 in Kingston upon Thames, London. He has 3 younger brothers and his parents are both pretty creative people. His mum a photographer and his dad a writer and stand-up comedian. At school, Tom was bullied for his interest in dancing, but in an interview with People magazine, he said, "You couldn't hit me hard enough to stop me from doing it." And so, he joined a hip-hop class in his local leisure centre run by choreographer Lynn Page. Tom's dance group performed at the Royal Ballet School, where he was spotted and asked to attend an open audition for Billy Elliot the Musical. But the road to the West End wasn't quick, as he would need over 2 years of ballet training before he could finally tread the boards. In June 2008, at a tender age of 12, Tom finally made his West End debut in Billy Elliot the Musical as Billy's best friend Michael, and would go on to play the starring role himself that September. And just like that, Tom Holland the actor was born. It wasn't long before Tom moved from the stage to the screen, and in 2011, Holland voiced the role of Shao in the British dub of the Japanese animated film Arrietty. Tom made his on-screen movie debut in The Impossible a year later, alongside Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor. He received universal praise from critics for the role and won several awards, including the London Film Critics Circle Award for Young British Performer of the Year. While shooting, Tom and the rest of his family spent 3 months living in Thailand, and as a result, the Hollands started their charity, the Brothers Trust, a few years later, inspired by the stories of those living in the aftermath of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami disaster. How I Live Now followed the year after, with Tom playing Isaac alongside Saoirse Ronan. And after taking a supporting role in the Tom Hardy film Lock, it wasn't until a couple of years later that he made his next screen appearance, this time on TV. In 2015, Tom appeared in 5 episodes of BBC Two's historical miniseries Wolf Hall as Gregory Cromwell. That same year, aged 19, he co-starred as Thomas Nickerson in the film In the Heart of the Sea, directed by Ron Howard. On set, he met his future Marvel co-star Chris Hemsworth and created a friendship that Tom later described as being based on mutual respect. But right after this new film credit, Tom hit a stumbling block in his career, so much so that he was ready to give it all up. He told GQ, "I was auditioning, and I just hit a bit of a rut. My mum said, 'Look, you're not getting any work, so you need to go and have a plan B. I've booked you at this carpentry school in Cardiff, you're gonna learn to be a carpenter.' He learned how to fit a roof and renovate a bathroom, all handy life skills. But on the side, he was still auditioning for movies, including The Lost City of Zed, Edge of Winter, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. The first 2 led to starring roles, but unfortunately, he totally blew the last one by breaking character and laughing during the audition. He says in an interview with Backstage, "I remember doing this scene with this lady, bless her, and she was just a drone. So I was doing all of this like, 'We gotta get back to the ship,' and she was going, bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep, bloop. I just couldn't stop laughing. I found it so funny. That wasn't my best moment." There was one last audition that Tom gave a shot while still training to become a carpenter, and that was for a little-known character called Spiderman. Of course, as soon as he was announced in the role, his world turned upside down, literally. Tom worked hard to make his version of the superhero a success, and he over-delivered. With Spider-Man Homecoming taking $880 million at the box office, the sequel Spider-Man Far From Home bringing in $1.1 billion, and the third in the series, Spider-Man No Way Home, reaching a spectacular $1.89 billion. Not bad for a carpenter. Since the day Tom first put on his skin-tight superhero suit, he hasn't looked back. With 6 feature film appearances as Spidey, he also starred in Netflix's The Devil All the Time, Chaos Walking alongside Daisy Ridley, and as Nathan Drake in Uncharted. With lead roles in Apple TV's The Crowded Room, and as the inimitable Fred Astaire announced for the not-too-distant future, Tom has proven to anyone who needed reminding, your dreams are worth chasing. Oh, and it might be best if you don't laugh during an audition, even if there is a lady pretending to be a robot.